Today, I'm on board the Smart DS5, also known as the Hashtag 5. We're departing Lyon, taking the highway, then heading into the mountains before returning toward Annecy. There will be all kinds of roads. We'll check the consumption and see if the ride is dynamic. The plan is to meet in the mountains during summer. The air conditioner provides good ventilation without much noise.
Hi all, welcome to mecaniquesportive YouTube channel. I'm Nicola. Today I'm introducing you to the new toy from Smart, the Smart. Hashtag 5. Big family SUV, 100% electric. Yeah, Smart only makes electric cars now. Hashtag 1, hashtag 3 that we also tested, and hashtag 5 right here, which is the new model. It's really a big beast. Look, 1 meter 92 wide, that's quite a hefty animal. Alright, I'm showing it to you today in its Brabus version. Smart didn't expect that so many hashtag 1 and hashtag 3 would be sold in the Brabus version. They're almost the best sellers. For this one, they told us it would mostly be the Pulsar Premium versions. It primarily existed in the lighter color, as the alternatives were matte black or matte khaki green. I thought to myself, I'd rather have a bit of brightness. You know me, I like things that are a bit bright, sparkling, all that, even if sometimes the colors are a little different. I wanted to go with a version that, in my opinion, will sell more. And as usual, I'll show you the car, provide all the info, and we'll test it on various roads. Let's discuss fuel consumption and driving impressions, as there's much to cover about the driving experience. You'll see it in this video. The goal, as always, is to be completely transparent with you. And we test everything in detail, so this hashtag 5 is already 4 meters 69 long. Big baby. 1 meter 92 wide and 1 meter 70 high. The wheelbase is 2 meters 90. Can't wait to test the back seats for you to see what it's like with such a big wheelbase. The vehicle's weight ranges from 2,200 to 2,400 kilograms when empty. So when you add someone, let's say it's 2,500, it can still tow up to 1,400 kilos. With the tow hook at the back, which can be added as an option. When it comes to power and batteries, there are a lot of choices. Really a lot of choices. Let's start with the batteries. We have a small battery on the entry-level version, which is in lithium iron phosphate at 400 volts, 76 kilowatt hours. This will be the least powerful and most affordable version, but also the one with the smallest range, only in rear-wheel drive. And that will be the Pro version. Next, we move directly to the Pro Plus version, which changes its infrastructure or interior architecture. We move to 800 volts like all the others, with a 100 kilowatt hour battery, which is a really large capacity. They claim with these cars more than 400 kilometers almost every time. 465 kilometers. On the first version, 590 on the standard 100 kilowatt hour versions, let's say between Pro Plus, Premium, etc. And the Brabus version, it's a little less because it has more aerodynamic appendages and tires with higher rolling resistance, which still gives me 540 kilometers in worldwide harmonized light vehicles test procedure. And in terms of power, it's the same. There are quite a few options. It starts at 340 horsepower on the Pro version, the entry-level one, so small battery with 0 to 100 in 6.9 seconds, which is still very decent for this kind of size. Then 363 horsepower with 0 to 100 in 6.5 seconds. Now we're picking up speed. 588 horsepower, then on the most premium versions. The Submits, for example, and then this version with 646 horsepower. For the Brabus version, with 0 to 100 in 3.9 seconds, under 4 seconds, that's good. An Alpine at 110 R. That's 3.9 seconds, just like that too. A top speed of 200 km/h for all versions and 210 km/h for the Brabus version. Slightly faster for Germany. There will be around 20 colors, including two-tone options and specific colors with different combinations available depending on the trim level. And in the end, there are 36 possible combinations. We have wheels in 19, 20, or 21 inches. 21 inches here, the largest ones on this Brabus version. A fun charging fact. A 100 kilowatt hour battery, meaning a huge battery architecture. Up to 800 volts and 400 kilowatts peak, then it gradually decreases. But they claim 10 to 80% in just 18 minutes. 18 minutes for 100 kilowatt hours. That's quite uncommon. In contrast, the small battery is only 150 kilowatts. At 400, this exceeds the range of many entry-level models, which may only reach 100. It would be interesting to test. The The price starts at $46,600 for the base model. This Brabus version, with its small battery and other features, comes in at 61,600 euros, which I think is reasonable. We have a lot of options starting from the premium. So, as I said, we have the Pro, Pro Plus, Premium, Pulse, Submit, and Brabus. It's better to choose the most fully equipped versions or the entry-level one. However, the entry-level version may become obsolete faster. It's not 800 volts, so it charges slower and lacks the dual screen. Those are the main differences between the versions. Discovering the design together like this will be more interesting and lighten the mood. Let's go! So the design of this car. It's not really laid out flat here, so look at the lights there. It almost feels like we have some kind of American car with 1, 2, 3, 4 little strips here, plus on the sides and the headlight units here, we also find 2 as well. Of course, we have a 100% LED signature that just turned off because I'm not in the car. All cars now shut off. You can't leave them running anymore if you're not sitting inside. So that's what it looks like. So we were able to see the light signature. Here we have something very massive, very square. It really looks like an American-style vehicle, the kind of big SUV you're familiar with. Further down, there are air intakes and a front camera, part of the 360-degree camera package along with small air intakes. The little red trim then, which is signed on the right, here only on the right by Brabus. The little DR curtains on the sides that we find here for the aerodynamic aspect, we're still dealing with a big toy. We have all the sensors, the cameras up top, level 2 driving, in short, all the options you can find on this kind of car. And especially at this price these days, we have a nice finish. The rims even remind me of the new rims from Mercedes, or really the rims from Brabus, the ones they put on vehicles costing 500,000 euros. I must admit the rims are really very nice. We have a slightly more specific braking system. You can see that we just have a big single piston, maybe a 2-piston setup on this brake. Remember, we have electric cars with a large energy recovery system. Regarding the tires, we're using EcoContact 7S, and you'll see that they grip the road pretty well. I have to admit, the finish on the rims here, with this little diamond cut like that, I have to say, you can still see the machining marks. I really like that. It's computer numerical control machined on the side, so that's not a charging port at all. It's just there for looks. Here's what it looks like. So it kind of takes what we had on the other hashtags, a bit of that concept, the real SUV shape like this. So it's funny, it looks like a kind of kit car, but just beefed up. We blew it up and made it really, really wide. It's pretty funny. The ultra-straight rear window, it's like what we knew, for example, on a little Smart. The little Smarts, the Duos, the 4.2. We have Brabus side skirts. We have handles that go in, that hide themselves with Smart written directly on them. All the trims, as usual, SUV-style plastic, so they go all the way around in raw plastic like that. We have the brand logo here, Smart, roof bars right here, and a large panoramic glass roof. I'll show you the interior and the rear 3/4 view from the back. So here you can really see that it's a kind of big SUV, and here you can really see the vertical side of this car. I like it. Up there, we have a camera that can be used as a rear view camera, I think. Here you can see inside, so we can go through. So that's the same. It's for the aero side and to let the air flow well. The rear is the same. We have a kind of big strip. We're doing the same thing as in the front. As for the light signature, everything is almost painted. We just have a plastic part here that goes around to follow what's happening around the arch. The little red strip, because we're on the Brabus, the hashtag 5 that's written on this side. I had trouble finding the trunk release, but they put it in the best spot, like right here on the A. See here, the strip just lit up right here, and it's the same with the rear lights. You get the 2 strips like this. 630 liters of trunk space, that's how it is. So you can close the little cover here, which is flexible, like this. There's still some space underneath. Look, here's my big hiking bag, plus another bag with some space, plus the cables underneath. It's actually pretty good. Here we have the subwoofer from the Sennheiser sound system, and you can fold the seats down directly from the trunk by pulling on the little tab. Here we also have space to put the bags over there. On the other side, there's an LED light inside on each side, a 12-volt socket on the right side with a small net on that side as well to store a few small things. All right, we also have a frunk at the front, which I'll show you. There. The charging port is on this side, as I was saying, so it's electric. Oh, I hadn't seen that. I'm discovering it with you. That's why there's a little push button here. So basically, if you don't know, once you remove the little sticker, it'll be top secret. So up to 400 watts here in a pretty cool combined charging system combo. There's a QR code here, but I'm not sure what it's for. I guess that's all to close it. I love that. Well done, Smart. Great effort, and I love it. I love it. It really feels high quality. Look, a flap that for once doesn't stick out like that and everything. Well done. I think only Porsche makes nice flaps like this. All right, let's go take a little look at the back. So let's get in. What you can see here, so it's directly this part here that's lit up. Wait, don't move. I'm going to turn off the music because the music started again, and for copyright reasons, we can't have music on YouTube. As seen through the Sennheiser, the water is truly stunning. Exactly the type of thing I adore witnessing. With LEDs integrated into the speakers, you can see that we even have heated rear seats right here. And so this very thin, very classy LED strip runs along the door. The door panel is very nice, very high quality. Honestly, everything I see is honestly super pleasant. It's padded on the top here. We have a kind of carbon imitation Alcantara there with the stitching as well. Even the speaker here is integrated. And even the Sennheiser just below with this kind of really nice rosette. Even here, even on this Brabus version, it's a kind of padded faux leather all the way down to the bottom of the doors. Good job. There's LED lighting in the door pockets on the door and for opening the doors. It's a button here. There's nothing physical. It's just an electric button. And this is the window control. Let's say the window control. Let's see how far it goes down. Unfortunately, it doesn't go all the way down. But here, I don't know if you can see it. We have a nice layering, so a beautiful window, laminated double glazing, which means this car will be very well soundproofed. So, Nicholas, I got in the back. Oh wow, but here, I'm actually lying down. The seats are reclined backward. I could take a nap. I'm turning on the air conditioner and taking a nap here. Don't move. That's my plan since it's extremely hot today because I turned it off. And what I'm going to do is, there we go, turn the air conditioner back on. It'll change my life. Look, Nicholas, I'm 6 feet tall. The seat has moved back by at least 20 kilometers with about 10-15 kilometers of space remaining. Clearly, in the back, you have a lot of space and it's even lit up. Look, under the seat, by my feet, that's pretty cool. And as for ambient lighting, you can see it's everywhere. There's some here, some there, some in my door, and some in the speaker. In the front, you can see that almost everything is lit up like this. There as well, I'll show it to you again in a tunnel when it's nighttime. We have large pockets right here, really nice on both sides. On this side, we have the air conditioning. Here, it's not a real tri-zone, but you can just say you'll get some ventilation here and there. And we have 2 USB Type-C ports with 60 watts for ultra-fast charging. And we even checked. Even the compartment here is lit underneath so you can store things, kind of like a pocket. It's pretty nice. We have an almost flat floor and we even have illuminated door sills. Smart here is also on the other side, as you can see like this. As for the seats are very high quality, so that's great. With the Alcantara here, a mix of faux leather there, it's very pleasant. The advantage of Alcantara is that it's neither too hot in summer nor too cold in winter. The red seat belts, they thought about the buckle. I'm telling you, they really thought of everything. So the armrest here, there's a little carpet inside. Very nice. You can lift it everywhere, so that's great for putting your phones and other things. And the cup holders that open like this, honestly, you can see we're almost in a very premium car. The armrest finish is excellent, and there's a conveniently placed ski hatch. So the seats on the sides have top tether ISOFIX mounts for 2 baby seats and one third one that I even see on the front seat. Right here, the headrests are really fun. We'll talk about the front headrests later. Something minor in the back bothers me a bit, but I'll discuss it once we're there. It's much better, though. Anyway, it's not bad. It's a little bit firm, but it's okay. Up here, you can see here, so there's also a Sennheiser speaker. Here, this is the LED. No, wow, I really like it. So here's Smart. Here, I'm giving you 10 extra points right away. So this, on the other hand, honestly, the best gadget I've ever seen in my life. I'm a huge fan. Plus, it's touch sensitive and everything. Wow, the handle there. A little microphone here to talk to the voice command or on the phone. And the big panoramic sunroof so you can admire this magnificent landscape here, especially in the mountains near Annecy. Look there, with the number of screens we have up front, it's just amazing. There are more screens than at my place. That's beautiful. The middle seat, what's that gonna be like? Whoa, whoa. But here, it's very, very hard, both the seat and the backrest, honestly, like a piece of wood. Yeah, it's really hard like a piece of wood. But the good thing is, I still have room for my knees. I still have a lot of space, even for my head right here. And honestly, look, I have a lot of space above my head. And yet I'm 6 feet tall. I'm not one of the shortest guys. By the way, I'd be curious to know how this seat back reclines here. Is it with this or not? So, by the way, can we actually adjust the recline? Because I have to admit, if it's reclined like this all the time, it's way too much. All right, I'm going to pull this, okay? But it looks like there's only one position. Oh no, otherwise you have to, okay, I see there's a cylinder here, but how do you adjust it? There must be a lever somewhere, so we turn this off. No, we're looking for the lever. Where is the lever? I'm stupid. It's the electricity. Oh, that's rare. And don't move. Can we do something with the seat? No, for the seat, they just made it to look nice. I totally forgot. It's like with a Mercedes, it's right there. Look at that carbon imitation because it really has style. It's great, at least for the back seats, 100%. Except for the middle seat, which is still very, very firm. But for 4 people, it's top-notch, and even 4 tall adults or 4 basketball players. To open, I press here, just a little push, and it opens the door. I just have to push it. Come on, I'll show you the front because, look, even from here, the front is really awesome. Here we go again. We go out this way, we snap the handles, so we pull them like this. I didn't show you the mirrors that are really funny. Same, with this logo and this kind of oval here. Camera on the sides, since there's a 360-degree camera on this car, and the tiny turn signal repeater. The front door is identical to the rear door, only larger, with the same high-quality soft touch materials like Alcantara. Some kind of imitation material here, the Sennheiser speaker there, and here, Kim's thing. We've got everything we need, including ventilated seats on top of the seat adjustments in the front. And I have to admit, when it's lit up blue like this, in the summer, on a day like today, it really feels great. As for the floor mats, look, even the floor mats have a bit of design to them. I got them a little dirty here. The pedals have a large footrest on the side, and the door sills feature smart backlighting. The seats, so here you control the bolsters, and the front seats look like this. You can see they're actually quite wide. You can see that there's a bit of support at the bottom and top, and the headrest with the arm. Just noted here, and you can see that it's quite far forward compared to the seat back. All right, I'll talk to you about it right now, because this is something that's been bothering me for a few hours. So I like it when I'm sitting in my seat to sometimes be able to relax and look at my position when I'm here. My neck is like this. No, wait, don't move. I'll turn you around so you can see what you see. There you go. And it's not adjustable. So actually, even if like someone bumps into me, but the feeling hop and it's very hard at the bottom. So that's a bit of a shame. And on top of that, it can't be adjusted forward or backward. That would have been great because right now I feel like my head is really leaning forward. That's the little thing that bothers me when driving, and there are a couple of other small things as well. In this video, I'll talk about it again when we're on the road. Then, here's what it looks like when you're behind the wheel of this hashtag 5. So, screen. Here, you can see as well, these are gigantic screens. These are clearly tablets. And you can see that even when it comes to music, etc., you can watch your movies. You have everything you need. You can connect a separate Bluetooth headset to this screen so your passenger, if you're tired of it, if she keeps talking to you, just put on her favorite movie, series, or music to keep her entertained and give yourself some peace. You take care of your information here or your own global positioning system data. And this screen is totally dedicated to doing something else and to multimedia. In this example, I'm positioned like this with my screen here and my head-up display slightly higher up. The steering wheel, we know it at Smart. On the left, you'll find the driving aids here, plus you can scroll through the menus, and on the right, it'll be the menus. Everything related to multimedia and sound, changing music, voice command, and a star button with a little arm. Button here that at night, when I pass by, it lights up here. No, there, maybe it's on. It lights up very slightly. And that's pretty cool, so lots of little buttons like that. In detail, the red stitching here, the LED here, LED around there, LED up there, LED as well. In this speaker, here and also there in the air vents, and also at the foot level, also in the compartment below, because look at this compartment, it's huge. Plus, we put blackcurrant cremis. That's good. I've already eaten the cherries. They're the best. Do I have one left with raspberry? I'm so in love. Okay, raspberry, that's the one. I'll save it for last. And you can see that we have some space right there. We also have 2 USB Type-C ports here, with a super fast one here, plus a cigarette lighter, and this big compartment. Next, we have dual wireless charging. We'll talk about this thing again during the video because there's a little detail. There are still some air vents here. Double cup holder. The key looks like this, so we often take a key like this with the keychain hanging down like this. I don't know why they're connected. We'll put it on top. When I hold the key, having it in my hands bothers me a bit. Where I grab it, and there you go. Click, click. It shouldn't be in front of me. I would have preferred it at the bottom anyway. The key is original, a little work. It's a bit curved, it's funny, and that's what it looks like. But actually, having it like this is about holding it. If you have a keychain, it's annoying, so it's definitely better not to use a keychain. Opening the front and rear trunk. I'll show you the front after the interior. Double cup holder. Here, then we have this which opens up, and we have another space here to put phones and other things. And a little spot so this is a charging card. You can store your card here. It features a slightly refrigerated compartment for storing small bottles. It works a little, so I'm not really sure how to adjust it. But anyway, I had turned it on, and the seats. So, as I showed you, then there's a glove box underneath. Glove box, pretty standard. You can fit an A4 sheet in there. And here, for example, you can see the car right here with its features. So, 646 horsepower, 710 newton meters of torque, 3.8 seconds. I told you 3.9 seconds earlier. And it can go up to 400 kilowatts peak. Anyway, here's the toy. The ground clearance holds. The ground clearance is maintained. That's interesting. Thanks to Smart for including it because almost no brand does. 197 millimeters, so almost 20 centimeters of ground clearance and 47 liters of trunk space. Because we have 2 motors on this version. Otherwise, we have up to 72 liters. In the versions that don't have the front motor, so only the smaller versions. Up there, you'll find the small glasses case. That's so you can open or close it directly. So the big curtain will come to close off this veranda. We also have other cameras here, so you can't see it, but we have cameras here for fatigue detection. We have the Save Our Souls button here, LEDs on this side, on the sun visor with nice white LEDs, so that's it. The Alcantara interior, especially on the upper parts, is of exceptional quality. Upon entering, you immediately notice the superior craftsmanship and materials used throughout the cabin. And here we find another camera, so you see that. The little red dot, so at night you can see it. During the day, not so much, but at night you can see it a little like that. It's a camera that constantly monitors your attention to ensure you're watching the road properly. The best solution is to disable everything for a better experience. I'm not sure if it will be visible here. They put a little panda if it wants to focus. A little panda that's sitting and eating bamboo. There are little touches like that in the car, over there. All the way in the back, on the rear pillar, you might not see it, but there's a little car driving. There are little fun touches like that. Next, we come across the screen here for my information. I can scroll through data like fuel consumption, tire pressure, G-forces, and more. And also scroll through the information on this side with some additional details. And then the driving aids here, a little further down. You can open the rear trunk, the front trunk, set the lights to auto mode or force them on and turn off the lights. I discover a small box here, so there you go. We have a little storage compartment right there. What can I show you next? I can tell you about the speaker that levitates like this with some LEDs. So it doesn't move, it doesn't go up, it doesn't go down. Next, here, this dashboard that goes all the way around like this with air vents. You can see the little red thing all around, because my version is Brabus. And then this screen and this screen, touch screens. For both, we have shortcuts on the side with kind of buttons that you could call physical, but actually they're still touch sensitive. The driving modes we have between Eco, Sport, Brabus, Off-Road, and Comfort. Defog here, press hazard button, and quickly turn off or shut down the air conditioner next. We have shortcuts down here, shortcuts to the car's settings, shortcuts to the apps we have in the car. A home button right there. Seat settings, temperature, stronger or weaker ventilation, global positioning system here. So we'll see that we have the global positioning system. This way we can save, like in maps, favorite destinations, music. The 360 cameras that I can activate this way. As you can see, it's pretty good quality and it's well made. The mirror settings here, I can have them in 2D or 3D. Basically, we have a lot of things like that. And then the back button up there, that's what it looks like. After that, the menus, there are a lot of things in these menus. I should really make a dedicated video for those who are interested because I think this is one of the most complex cars. I wanted to change the colors on the contour, so I asked with a voice command, but it said it wasn't possible. So, background, okay, simple. The simple one, I like the simple one. Let's go with red. Leave the driving aids on, go to the safety assistant settings. There are things to disable every time, so it's still not very convenient. You'll see it at the beginning of my test where I try out the vehicle's settings on the highway. We have numerous features related to steering, braking, regenerative braking, and more to summarize. We really have a lot of options, so there are options. I don't know why I can't activate them. For example, auto hold. That's a really important feature, but it's grayed out. I can't turn it on. That's how it is. The S pedal is kind of like a one pedal mode. I don't like it. And the rocket launch is here, and you can see the information. Okay, change mode, get ready. And basically, it's a kind of launch control on this car. So we have 20 speakers in this car with the Sennheiser option. Finally, access to the menus was granted. There's really a... But wait, soft braking, why can't I activate it? But yeah, because in this review, I'm going to talk about the braking. And it's not soft at all, not at all. But here, I can't, even though I'm in comfort mode. Can I activate it in comfort mode? No, still nothing, still no auto hold. I don't know why, even though I'm definitely in park. What if I switch to drive? Okay, I had to be in drive. I'll set it to auto. Gentle braking is key. We'll revisit this topic at the end of the video to see if it made a difference. But since no one is telling me anything, I'll do the video as if I don't know. There are things to consider. We'll discuss it further. I'll thoroughly test it, as I only briefly tested it so far. It seems to make a difference, but I do have. Gentle braking. Yeah, I don't know. I need to really test it. So let's continue on this side, a screen for everything multimedia. As you can see, we have Spotify here. You'll need to log into your account. Then I can return to my apps. I have radio, video, and media. Did they already put some stuff in there for me? Yeah, we say yes. Amen. Movies. Oh, there's some kind of Prime Video and all that. Well, I think you need to subscribe. And just like usual, then you can watch your movie. It's just that here, we're up in the mountains. So it didn't load just before, but there you go. This. I've shown you everything. Anyway, let's go try this car and see how it does on the road. That's what's most important to me, so come on, let's go. No, but seriously, and you don't say anything to me. You don't say, no, but Nico, you forgot to show us the frunk. Little button here, you hold it down for 2 seconds, and it opens up the front part, the frunk, which is still super important. There you go. And what's nice is that you just need to lift this little compartment to store your cables or whatever. The windshield washer fluid will go in there, right here, with a fuse box there. There you have it. It's nice, clean, and tidy. Unlike some electric cars with everything exposed. I really like electric cars. Just focus on replacing the wipers and washer fluid. That's how all electric cars should be, in my view. All right, let's go. Now we're going to try it out. So, you've already seen the presentation, but what about in real life? Here I am at the Gare de Lyon, the real Gare de Lyon, to check out this car. We have the drive and are familiar with it. They've actually taken quite a few things from Mercedes, and here we go. So I chose the Brabus version because, honestly, I didn't really like the other colors, so I decided to go with this one, which I thought was the nicest. An electric car, big SUV impressions. Already you can feel that you have a big baby just by moving gently like this. We'll see how it goes next with the brake pedal, where it's very, how should I put it? For example, here I want to slow down and you can feel that it bites right away. So we're going to head out here. We've got a license plate reader. We'll be able to get out of this nice parking lot. There you go. It's opening. There are already lots of little noises. We'll have to try to figure out what they are. Every time at the starting point, it's fine. What I like is that it's pleasant. There's no noise. We don't hear any pedestrian noise at all. The steering wheel with the Alcantara wrap is quite pleasant, especially since the steering wheel was in the sun. It's not burning hot compared to some parts that are very, very hot because here it's showing 44 degrees. It's very, very hot at the beginning of July, end of June. You see, I'm braking, okay? I have auto hold, so the battery was charged to 100%. I'm starting off with 100% and a predicted range of 477 kilometers. I have a nice head-up display here. I also have huge screens on the right. What's pretty funny is that the screen on the right stays on all the time, even if there's no one there. So I have a screen here. In terms of technology, we're at the top of the line here. The global positioning system looks pretty cool. I have to admit, I don't use car global positioning system at all anymore. It's always Waze or Google Maps, and brands still keep making global positioning system devices. So, I'd really like to know how many people still use global positioning system devices, by the way. Feel free to let me know in the comments if you use traditional global positioning systems built into your car. Personally, I think our phones do the job just fine. They're updated in real time and so on. So for me, most of the time, that's good enough. So here, on Saturday, I went a little over the speed limit, but it said 50. Reminder, it read the sign as 30. That's one of the big problems we have in France. Sign reading never really works properly. And since we have clowns among the people who make the regulations, who don't know anything and who impose things, well, often it doesn't work, so there you go, it's the same thing. If on top of that, it sounds like this every time it changes gears, it's a bit annoying. And also, before leaving, they didn't show us how to disable that feature. It might be in the previous video, but unfortunately for me, it's here. I have to admit, that's it. This thing is already starting to get annoying. I must set this up and figure it out. Since I'm unfamiliar with this system, with Mercedes, there's always a little thing at the top you can customize right away. Yeah, no, it's super annoying. Me, I like being calm. That's exactly why I like electric cars. It's that calm, relaxing side. All these standards and everything, wow, it drives me crazy. Honestly, the interior is really cool. I wasn't expecting anything. Actually, coming to test this car, I'm excited to try out the Sennheiser sound system and see how it is. We have windows that are huge, a really big glass roof, which I might be able to close. Here, I'll close it since it's 44 degrees today. Note that things are popping up from the left and everywhere. Driver assistance features are cool, but when it's excessive, it's just too much. I have a 360-degree camera that shows up when I use my turn signals. So, for example, at low speed, oh wow, I absolutely need to stop, because this is going to make me lose it, and if I don't, I'll just stop here. They say it's kind of an all-terrain thing. I'm going to stop here because I can't take it anymore. Or here, big hole, it's fine, it's an SUV. I'm stopping here because, honestly, I'm about to lose it. Car settings. All right, we'll start again like this. Well, we've got power. It accelerates well. So here we have a road with a speed limit of 90. I'll do other speeds for you to get you a little 70 here. It's very well soundproofed. The road noise doesn't come up much, even though the asphalt isn't exactly the quietest. And here, as for the windows, the Brabus version features laminated glass, resulting in excellent soundproofing from the exterior. The quiet, pleasant 90-kilometer road is going well, with no pedestrians or cows in sight. Oh, wow, whoa, I wasn't ready. Yeah, I wasn't ready. Because actually, I went all the way to the pedal, pressed it to the floor so it accelerates well. But actually, when Brabus mode activated both motors and it went full power, it surprised me. I wasn't ready. I thought it would be smooth and all. Not at all. All right, pay attention. Global positioning system, so I know where to go. We stay on the left. Okay, oh wow. The acceleration was brutal. I wasn't expecting that at all. All right, hold on there. Because Smart Pilot is activated. Yeah, go ahead. Activated at 90, so I have my driving assist. Everything's good. You know, I like that on the channel. The car is really great, honestly, on these first laps. So it's quite pleasant. It's well soundproofed. We're in a massive SUV. Well, here it's 110. So look, I'm going to press the pedal before the kickdown just all the way down, but without clicking the kickdown so it accelerates well. Okay, I'm going back to 90 there. Hop, excitement. Wow, 100. No, but I did 90, 115. Instantly, it's crazy. It pushes hard. I think that on the small mountain roads later, we'll be able to test the chassis because if the chassis matches the power we have, there's a way that it could be pretty fun. Can't wait to try it. The braking and especially how it's going to perform dynamically, because right now it's really quite exceptional. What's funny is that here, there's a 110 reminder sign, and right after that, there's a 90 sign. So we obviously have, and now the thing is beeping. I don't know why. My goal is to hide nothing from you every time. I admit it's still very complicated. The lack of a direct shortcut or similar feature, and the fact that someone accustomed to cars like me doesn't know how to disable it. It's incredible to think about people discovering this type of car for the first time. When you buy your first electric or a modern car, well, with Dacia, Renault, and all that, there's a little button on the side that deactivates everything at once. Or the sign reading thing. And here, well, the fact that there's nothing, there's no shortcut or anything like that. Yeah. All right, we're getting on the highway. I'm at 90 and it goes up to 130. Come on, Mom. Mom, no, but also it's really almost unreasonable. It's extremely powerful. When I say extremely powerful, I mean really extremely powerful. And 130, we get there, just like that. Wow. Oh, yeah, the power. There's really a lot of power. So what's good is that now we're going to do quite a bit of highway driving. It also allows us to test the highway consumption. We began at 100%. I told you there were 78 kilometers. If I'm not mistaken, it tells me that I'll arrive with 78% battery. So we'll use about 22% over 78 kilometers. Knowing that there are still quite a few highways, the goal is to do this live as quickly as possible. For example, I have 23 kilometers here on the A43, which is well soundproofed. The wind noise is quite discreet. Lightly at the windshield, but very lightly at 130. So today there is absolutely no wind. It's a full sunny day. Yeah, it makes you want to hit the road clearly at 130. And now we have a toll booth. Well, the toll booth is going to be cool. That will allow me to show you from 0 to 130. And you'll see, it's impressive. Even I think I'll be pretty surprised. Are you ready? Let's go. 70, 90, 130. It's extremely fast. When you see the size of this thing, you wouldn't think it would go that fast. All right, I'm going back up to 130. And now the goal is to stay on the highway at 130 for as long as possible. When it slows down ahead of me and I try to accelerate again, the transition is very abrupt. I feel like the driving assistance restricts, for example, or it accelerates again gently. And if I just tell it to go a little bit more, it accelerates hard, which is a bit of a shame. It's the same when I want to overtake or when I come up behind a truck. For example, I'm at the right speed, I'm at 130. I put on my turn signal. Or, for example, no, but here it's giving me 90, it's 130, guys. And it keeps bugging out on me. I admit that's really, really annoying, so I hope the customers won't have to deal with that. So, I don't know if it's out yet or not, but the number of issues it's giving me is still pretty significant. My goal, for instance, it's 130A car just arrived over there. There I say I want to overtake. It's okay, she didn't do it to me this time. But often, she still slows down, even if I'm in the process of overtaking before. And it's still pretty inconvenient. In itself, in the end, it's very good. Like here, for example, look, I'm overtaking and there it slows down, it slows down. Abrupt, despite my turn signal being on. Normally, when you put on your turn signal, it knows you're overtaking, so it shouldn't slow down, but actually it's the same thing. It still jerks pretty hard. Every time it slows down, it's a sudden, heavy braking. And actually, it doesn't make it very comfortable, even though the suspension and everything are good. Up to now, for the moment, that's just a little thing I noticed. Well, it's 12:47 and it's sunny like this. The wireless charger is in full sunlight, so right there, on the spot. It's been in the sun for a while now. The phone just told me it's overheating, so wireless charging already makes phones overheat, and now being in full sunlight plus wireless charging. The thing just shut down, so I'm gonna put it away. It's really hot. A quick shot to show it at night. So we have some ambient lighting here on the sides and the doors, some light strips, and the speakers from Sennheiser, which are lit up on this version. So here, at the footwells as well, right here, and that's it. And in the back too, also on the speakers and in the door pockets, a little lower down. It's pretty nice. It's simple, understated, and quite effective. I like the doors and everything here. Oh, I didn't notice the lower part before. No, what is it? Even here, the tour, it creates a sort of floating console like this with the lighting. Anyway, they did a good job. I have to admit, the interior looks nice. I've been driving at 110 for about 5-6 kilometers now. It's downhill here, so I'm recovering energy. But I had an average of about 28 kilowatt hours per 100, which is still pretty high in this field. Remember, this electric car weighs over 2.4 tons, and with my stuff, it's 2.5 tons. So let's just say, well, it's a big car. It's an SUV. The thing is still massive. We've got tires just as wide, since it's a Brabus version. On the highway, let's say we can count on, Lake Goblet, one of the most beautiful lakes I've ever seen in my life. That I had come across, that I had seen, it was really beautiful. So let's say almost 28 kilowatt hours per 100. Well, after driving 133 kilometers, I have 68% battery left, and here I am in NC. So I've been driving in comfort mode for a while now. Comfort mode. Now, if I switch to sport mode, no, that's not what I'm interested in. I'm going to try eco mode because I find that the standard mode is a little bit rough. We're going to test that. Okay, and it starts off much smoother from the light. What also interested me are the braking phases. Will it brake less hard? Because in comfort mode, you still get some pretty strong braking jolts. There, for example, someone is crossing and it's the same, you barely touch the pedal. You really get a strong deceleration, and actually, you can't really control a very gentle deceleration precisely. Just, I love to gently touch the brake pedal and slow down really, very smoothly. Here, as soon as I let go, there's already a kind of engine braking. And as soon as I touch the brakes, actually, you really get some jerks. Actually, that's what's a bit of a shame, for example, here, and it's even more noticeable at low speed. It's as soon as I touch it, actually, I don't know if you can see, but the car, it jolts and, it suddenly locks up, and that's a bit of a shame. Well, what's good is that even in sport mode, even when I start off from a stoplight, actually, there's always something very smooth. And actually, what we really have is the ramp up. That means if I release my brake pedal, actually the car will start moving. I just let go and boom, it moves forward. But even when I try to go really gently, you can feel that it's still pretty strong. I think there will be some good brakes to test on the small roads later. It's a bit more winding where it should be more fun. And so even though I'm in sport mode, the response to the accelerator pedal when I press gently in the city, it's not too harsh. It's still pretty smooth and pleasant. Here, I'm accelerating a little harder. Indeed, now I can feel that I'm in sport mode and no longer in comfort mode. It already pushes much more. So let's test this Brabus mode, the Brabus mode. Okay, Brabus. On the other hand, the deceleration in Brabus mode. So Brabus mode is not here to mess around. Even during acceleration, you can feel that it's much, much more powerful. When braking, it also feels like it brakes harder. And on the other hand, oh yeah, the Brabus, it gives you jolts, actually. It takes some time to kick in, and then it gives you a jolt. Actually, what's really unsettling is that the jolt takes a while to come. Again, if there was an immediate response, I feel like I press the pedal. Look, I press. Wait, maybe I need to go a bit faster. Hold on, let's try again. There, I release, I press, I release, I press. Actually, it takes about half a second before it gives me the torque, and it's a bit unsettling. The feeling in my foot doesn't let me do what I want. I'm lucky there's no one here with me. It might make you feel a little seasick. All right, here I am on some small roads where actually there's a bit of zigzagging and so on. Well, we're driving on mountain roads in my Brabus. The weather is starting to get nicer. Let's see how it goes. On the other hand, here on these sharp turns, I have seats that hold me a little bit. So to be honest with you, it's very, very wide. So I'm 6 feet tall, and let's say I'm about to reach 176 pounds because all I do is eat. The seats are super wide, so in the end, at the shoulder level, they hold me a little bit. But honestly, I have a lot of space here. I think if you weigh 220 pounds, you'll fit, and maybe even a bit better than me in the seat. To really have proper support, we're going to try out Brabus mode, which, oh my god, really wakes up your senses. Honestly, it's very brutal. It's really strong braking. There you go. Yeah, still. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. And a poor bag over there. I don't want to brake too hard because I bought a new computer and I don't want it to get damaged. But clearly it seems to handle pretty well. It looks pretty good. Wait, hold on. I'm going to position the bag there so they move around a little less. Wow, it really accelerates hard. Honestly, when you really hit the angle hard, you get a real jolt. You can really feel that there are more than 600 horsepower in that instant torque. It's really violent, so it seems to handle the road pretty well. So when I do this, it leans a little. You can feel that it's a bit soft at the start, though. So it's not really a sports car, it's an electric car with a bit of dynamism, and above all, a lot of power. And the power? Clearly, there's nothing to say. There's a huge amount, and it's really almost excessive. Do we need that much? No, but it's always nice to have more. Well, it's clearly growing a lot. Come on, here we go. Big turn here. Let's take it with some pace. Yeah, it still holds up well. You really have to push hard or really crank the wheel like crazy to make it open up. Especially with this temperature, we've got hot tires, we've got hot roads. You can feel the weight a little bit, but it's fine. I've experienced worse, so honestly, we have a really dynamic car, and you feel the speed very, very little. Be cautious not to get carried away to stay within limits. And the SPF performs well coming out of a turn. Because there, I got back on the gas a bit while leaning in, so with the wheels turned. So normally it was supposed to slide, but it didn't. That's good news. It keeps you safe. Ensure the car is properly calibrated with the SP to avoid putting yourself in danger. That's actually good news. Accelerate. All the candies are rolling around in there. And heavy braking, okay? But with heavy braking, you can really feel that it's very, very heavy. Let's do it 2 or 3 more times to see how it goes. Luckily, the ABS on this car can be a lifesaver. The braking feels heavy, but it handles decently in corners. However, stopping a vehicle weighing 2.5 tons on the road is challenging. Indeed, once you're really going, well, you have to keep that in mind, especially in the rain. Remember that, or even at the end of the day. So I found the gentle braking thing here, so let's see how it goes. I'm going to accelerate a little. No, it doesn't really change much, actually, when it comes to the braking. Oh, actually, a little bit, yes. Let's see, can you turn off the gentle braking? Oh yes, the gentle braking. It definitely makes a difference with that feeling. It actually lets you be a bit softer. On the S brake pedal, what is that thing? When this mode is activated, the brake pedal is reduced and battery recovery and range increase. However, remember the brake pedal may still be needed. Good job. So, is it a kind of one pedal this time? S pedal, now I'm releasing. However, the car does come to a full stop when going downhill. In the end, it's still pretty soft. So now I accelerate, I release, there's a moment of coasting, and then it starts to brake. The one pedal system is not super responsive, so you'll need to get familiar with your car's behavior. The one pedal system, if used, is often very responsive. As soon as you let go, it slows down. Here, even if I accelerate and then release the pedal, nothing happens at first and then it slows down. It's the same thing. For me, I think there's still quite a bit of software work to be done on this car. They told me that there would be updates in August, but I probably won't try this car again in August. It's a shame they don't let us try the final versions, but here, for example, and then it brakes hard, it's just like the acceleration, boom. And then it switches to Brabus mode. One pedal driving is cool, and having that responsiveness is a shame to lose. For instance, on narrow mountain roads like this one, I wish it had been more responsive as currently it's lacking. I was coming in a little too fast, I could have let off, but no, I'm coming in a bit too fast. I'm still going to have to brake, and then, on top of that, since I have the one pedal mode, if I touch the brake pedal, it's even more abrupt. I'm going to turn this thing off because now I really don't like it at all. But it turned off the gentle braking. Stop it. Let me have the gentle braking, and it's the same with the gentle braking. It turned off when I restarted the car. The only test you'll see like this on the internet. Driving mode, off-road drive. I found a field on a steep slope. Let's see if this is off-road. If 2.4 tons, we can get it up on the grass or not. And at the same time, test the comfort. But yeah, it's fine. It goes up, it goes down. And then the goal here is to go back up like this. And I'm going to try to go as high and as steep as possible. So I set the machine to a bit of an incline. And we're going to try to go back up here. We'll purposely go through the holes, through the grass. What you need to know is that it's very, very hard to get a car to grip in the grass. And I can see here, I'm flooring the gas. In fact, it does everything so that the traction control doesn't let the wheels spin. I'm deliberately ascending and it's becoming extremely steep. And since we have 8 inches of ground clearance, I can pretty much go anywhere. All right, I'm going to wrap up this day because I've been driving this car since this morning, and I'll give you a little recap on the fuel consumption. Here we are inside a submit version, considering all that and what we can think about this car. And you can see that without interior lighting, it really changes everything about this car. I think that the Brabus really brings a much more modern, classy feel, even though we still have the screens and everything, but I really prefer the Brabus version when it comes to the interior. All right, day 2 with this version, so submit. More moderate consumption, less power, but 22.4 over 130 kilometers after doing a big stretch on the highway. For long trips, it consumes less than the Brabus and most others, while still providing good power and acceleration. In terms of power, this is the right compromise. The Brabus has too much, but why not? It's always fun to do a little acceleration and show that to your friends. Every time there's someone who doesn't know, we show them, and it's true that, and inside, it's true that I prefer to have ambient lighting, etc., but this one does the job well, and it's also cheaper. It still has the big glass roof, etc. So there you go, it's a good car too. A quick debrief, where I continue and give you a little debrief with the Brabus. All right, so after spending a day with this smart #5, what do we think of this car? There are several positives, but some minor areas still need improvement. I particularly believe, in terms of performance, it's a good car with responsive pedals, acceleration, engine, and braking. I like the fact that there's a lot of information and entertainment. It's super modern. I think the price is still reasonable because we have a lot of power, and it's a car that handles the road pretty well. We have very decent features in terms of the finishes, in terms of everything we touch. Honestly, visually, everything looks really great. When I get into a car like this, I think, yeah, it's cool. It's actually pretty nice to drive. It remains comfortable, functional, and powerful. As for range and consumption, I have an average of 25.7 kilowatt hours per 100 over 166.4. I'll film it for you like this, so you won't say, Nico, that's not true, and all that. So here are the consumption figures right here. Over 166 kilometers, it still gives a real estimate. With a 100 kilowatt hour battery, 25 kilowatt hours multiplied by 4 equals about 400 kilometers of range. So in conditions where I use the air conditioner running constantly and nonstop. Because it was very hot all day, it's still 37 degrees at the end of the day and the sun is starting to go down. It's pretty good to have 400 kilometers, knowing that on the highway it's still going to consume a lot. Also, let's not forget, I'm still alone in the car. It's not fully loaded and so on. So yeah, it still consumes quite a bit, but it allows, thanks to the 400 kilowatt hours, to recharge extremely quickly. And if you drive at just 120, for example, you'll still gain a good 50 kilometers overall, so it can be interesting. So in the end, good car. A few little updates, and that will make it really, really cool. At a relatively reasonable price of 61,000 euros for 646 horsepower, so space, volume, comfort, and a beautiful interior with nice finishes. I think it's not bad, and I'm excited to see how the leasing process goes. I'm not trying to sell you the car, though. Here's a tip. If you like it, give it a try. It's different from what others are doing in terms of look, design, and everything. It's pretty good. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. See you soon. Bye.